So I had I had a quick thought that I wanted to share. About a week or so ago, I saw an article that was dealing with India, the country of India, and it was dealing with the Himalayan mountains. So what it was saying is that India is they have a 21-day shutdown because of the COVID-19. So about a week ago, I know that they couldn't have been that far into their shutdown, but there was an article that said that they could see the Himalayan mountains from India. I forget what place specifically in India, but they could see it from India, and that they hadn't been able to see the Himalayan mountains in the last 30 years. But because of the shutdown, for however long it was, couldn't have been more than 2 weeks. I think it was probably less than that. But that little bit of time that they were shut down, with there being no traffic, with there being no stuff going on at factories, it had cleared the air pollution that much already to where they could now see the Himalayan mountains again from their country. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And it made me think about the scripture, in the scriptures, how it talks about, we know that the Most High has given us the Shabbat, the Sabbath, the seventh day Sabbath. That is a weekly cycle of rest that he instituted in the beginning, starting on the first seventh day that he created. And so he instituted a physical rest, and that mirrors a spiritual rest, but a physical rest for us every 7 days. And then that cycle of rest is built in on larger scales, to the point where he actually even has a time of rest every 7 years for the land, when they would till on the land and all those things. Every seventh year they were supposed to allow the land to rest, but Israel was not obeying that. And at some point, when the Most High allowed them to be taken captive by another people, it says in the scriptures that, so that the land can enjoy its Sabbath, and be able to get the rest that it is supposed to be able to have and to see. But the reason why the land can't get its rest, the reason why the atmosphere can't get its rest, the reason why our bodies can't get its rest, is because we just keep going. We keep moving. We have this thing that drives us, this something always driving us to continue to go, when the Most High is telling us that we require a rest. So I thought that was amazing, because it showed how quickly, our bodies are made to restore itself, right? It's made to. So when you take things like herbal products and things like that, it's not that, most of the time it's not that specific thing is healing you, but it's putting the body back into a healthy state to where it can function to heal itself, because the body is made to self-cleanse, to self-heal. But we put things in it that are toxic, that interfere with that process. So, but when we allow that rest to happen, then we're able to, that process, the body's able to when we remove those things, remove the toxins, the body's able to restore itself. So the same thing with the earth. And I thought that article was a great example of how even the earth wants to restore itself. And when we stop pumping the toxins into it, it automatically goes into a mode of trying to restore itself. So I just thought about how many things, how much we're destroying the earth, and how it would be able to restore itself if we were just obedient. Like the elements, like the sun and the moon is obedient, but we, seem to not be able to get that we need to be obedient to the instructions of the Most High. So, but if we would just obey that time of rest that he's given for us to have, then the cycle of life will come back into right order. Things will come back into right order if we just obey the natural laws that the Most High has given us to be able to keep things in balance and to keep things the way that it should be. So I just thought I just wanted to share that thought, because I thought it was interesting how it didn't take much time for that to restore itself, the atmosphere. So how many more things can come back into right balance and be restored if we just will allow things to rest, if we would just withdraw from so much activity and allow nature to take its course. The Most High knows better than we know, and he instituted these things for a reason. So if we were to take our 7-day rest, if we were to take our allow our bodies to rest, if we were to allow the way that we conduct whatever business that we conduct, if we were to institute the right kind of rest, and to put ourselves in a position where we're not putting toxins in our body, where we're not putting toxins in our relationships, toxic emotions and toxic words, and if we're not operating things and being such consumers that we're always consuming more and more things and purchasing more and more things, if we just withdrew from that process and allowed Sabbath to come, if we allowed rest, if we allowed cleansing to take place, how many more things will just reverse and fix itself, and just allow the process of self-healing to take place. So that's all. I just wanted to share that thought. I just thought that was really interesting in that article, that in such a short time the atmosphere just cleared right on up. And the scripture says that the earth is groaning, waiting for the sons of Yah to be revealed. So in this time, as we get in order, the earth will respond to us getting in order the same way the earth responds to disorder, and we see the result of that. So I just want to share that quick thought. It was longer than I wanted it to be. But be blessed and shalom.